Hello, friends. It's a Friday afternoon. I've not done much. I haven't felt well. I didn't go to DAR. This is pretty empty, and I didn't even go. I had DAR meeting, but I didn't make it. I thought I would just kind of catch up on the farm. Andy and Jackson are out building a chicken tractor. Chicken tractor is a cage that you put the chickens in and keep them there, and then you move the cage when you want manure other places. Does not hurt the chickens. The chickens get raised up and move along. It's kind of like a chicken cage. He's thinking maybe 30 chickens. It's a big old thing. So Papa and Jackson are working on that. Goats have been rearranged in the nursery as they get bigger, and we need pens for new mamas and babies. When the babies get bigger, we have to move them out. So we've done that. I've done one load of clothes. I've not done much at all, but just kind of wander around the house. I did pick up about 5 sticks in the yard, so I can say that I accomplished something. Plus, they're talking tornadoes in the area, not really right where we live. And so I wanted to get what sticks were down, picked up, put away, all of that. I'm trying to find something I can put here so it doesn't look so dead. But you know what? I'm not doing too well finding it. I'm sure not Superwoman today. Greg picked up medicine for me today. We're trying to get that all straightened out. You know, when you move from one state to the other, there's a lot of stuff to do. And one of those things we've had to do, well, why is that in there? One of those things we've had to do is change our supplement to our Medicare insurance and, you know, all of that good stuff. Well, you know, that's easier said than done. And of course, they want you to go to the pharmacy they want you to go to. They sure don't want you going to something that's close and convenient to you. They prefer me to go an hour away or do the mailing, you know. So, disadvantage of a little town. But it is what it is. I mean, They have yet to call me about what I want to do. I want to be able to go to my hometown pharmacy, and because they know me by name, they know me when I walk in. If they're not busy, they go ahead and grab my prescriptions because they already know what I've got in the little bag there. You know, it's just so convenient. I don't have to give my birthday every month because they know my birthday. And since this is mental health month, no, this is military month, maybe mental health month too. Whichever it is, I'm going to put this, don't be perfect, just be yourself. I think that's quite appropriate, regardless of the month. I've watched several videos, and I needed to get up. I was kind of getting tired of watching them. There's some I don't think I will ever get tired of watching. And I think they know who they are because I tell them in my comments. But, or I try to. But, yeah, this is a cheese spreader knife or a butter knife or something like that, you know, for, you know, when it's fancy. Yeah, I'm using it as a glue spreader. It works just fine. So if you're needing something when you clean out your glues, this will work. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been doing, not doing, whatever. My April journal is completed. I'm collecting stuff for the 3rd. I've got the 2nd done. And here's the 3rd. I'm hoping something exciting will happen so I can add it. But we don't know what. One thing I thought I would show you. Hold on a minute while I reach down onto the floor and get it. I started this journal probably 4 or 5 years ago. You know, I wish I'd have started it when Jackson was a baby. I wish I'd have started one when I first started teaching school, because as kids get older, they change. I'm trying to stick that back in. Yeah, we'll see how well that works. I made this when I didn't even know how to make a journal. I had some magazines. I put on a pile of each other, and then I glued together. Well, the other day I was in here, and I needed to make it better than it was, so I did. I glued a couple of the covers here. I made a better spine because it really didn't have a spine. I took out a couple of the magazines, and it is what it is, because this is kind of a project too. See, here you can tell, because this needs glued down better. But here you can tell where I kind of made a spine. It's hard to make the spine after the journal's been put together. And I was not going to take it out because what I'm wanting it for is pictures and notes my grandkids have made me. And yeah, that's why I wish I'd have started earlier, because they are so precious. I found, 5, 6 years ago, a think what it was called, the coloring book. That's what they're called. That Andy had colored when he'd been up here when he was like 2 or 3 years old. He'd be up here at Grandma's, and she had kept that. And I showed Emerson, and Emerson just giggled at the thought that her daddy colored that way. And she'd have been about 3 at the time. You know, when they don't picture their daddy as little kids, they just kind of picture their daddy as men who are their daddy and they know everything and all that good stuff. See, this is all I'm doing, and I just cover that. That's all I'm doing. So she put that flower there. It's nothing fancy, but it's what we've got. I've got room for lots of pictures, and unfortunately, I did not date all of them. Some I did. This was in, not sure when it was, but age 5, and Emerson did her hand. I'm sure I traced it, and she decorated it. This was just masterpieces she was making. And like I said, I'll have this forever because she's not going to fill it in the next few years. Age 6, and see, she's July, age 6. She turns 10 the 1st of this July. So see, that'd been 4 years ago. When we were building the garage, it was just a shed, and we were in Florida. And there were little nails and staples, little metal things. And so her dad gave her a magnet in a bag and told her Papa'd pay her to pick all those up. Well, this is her bill. Papa Greg cleaning fee, $3, Emerson. And he paid her $3. I'm sure it was worth a lot more than that to him. To Nana from Jackson. This was a birthday card I got. I love you, 5. I don't know about your grandkids, but here at our school, the kindergarten teachers have them give them a number. And that number is so that they can put their names in alphabetical order to make it easier for when they pass them out and stuff like that, because it's just easier. So Emerson, for a long time, every time she wrote her name, would write that number. She didn't realize they were separate. Now, this is one she just did this month. She knew I'd found this, and so she did something this month. Now, some are sticking together. This says, Happy Birthday, Kathy. I love you. Emerson and Jackson. People ask if I'm called Kathy or Kate, and I say it depends on the mood. The grandkids call me Nana. Usually they didn't there. Here's where she and I were working on the dangles. And I did one, and then she tried doing one. And she really enjoyed, and I don't know if they have it on or not because she doesn't watch it anymore, where this father takes one of his kids and then shows them how to draw something. And that's what this was. Play with me. Oh, she would leave that on my desk. And then we hung it up so she didn't have to keep making a new one. My bunny. Some of this is just because she loves to write, and she still loves to make lists and loves to take your order and write it down and stuff like that. Emerson, 3/24/26. So see, that was this last March. My 66-year-old. Happy birthday, Papa. 66 years old. Papa Greg, I love you, Papa Greg Jackson. But you can see if you start saving this stuff, And I know I've thrown some away because remember, you know, when kids start writing their name, and if they don't have room for all of their name, they'll go up or they'll go down. That's what this is. And Emerson and I worked and worked to try and find out what Jackson was trying to write to his mom and dad. There's a sad, scary face. There's a heart. And these are just some farm magazines. Emerson age 5. Emerson loves being up here. And we probably got up here about 4 years ago when she was 5. It's probably when I made my first craft room up here. I started it downstairs in the living room end, and no idea what this number 2 is. Just a number 2 there. And kind of Christmas tree. See? Part of the heart's off. No idea why I have that in there. Jackson did this. 21 would have been 5 years ago. So Emerson would have been 4. Sometimes she just gets into the paint. And that's okay too. If you want an artist or somebody who isn't afraid of the art, you gotta let them just mess. There's no rules. And that's it. That is all there is. But just an idea, if you've got littles drawing you pictures or something like that and want a way to keep them. Doesn't have to be a fancy journal. You're better off if it's not, because it's ongoing. And see, that one's been cut and now is trying to tear out. So I need to get my glue. And I'll tape it onto that page because otherwise it's just going to tear. So share to me how you keep your grandkids' pictures and stuff. I've hung some on walls. I've hung some on the refrigerator and stuff. But eventually when they come down, what do you do with them? I don't want to throw them away. I have, as I said, I have. But I do want to do something with this cover. So I may work on that a little bit since I'm not up to doing a whole lot today anyway. But I'm going to attach some pictures of the farm where the kids live, from where we live, some pictures of the yard, the flower bed, some of that kind of stuff. I think it's self-explanatory. Enjoy the goats. They're cute at this time of year. And always remember, my friends, you have a purpose. Bye for now.